All right, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to KSAT News Now. We are streaming and podcasting from the KSAT 12 newsroom. And wow, spring break has coming on. Cannot believe that. How was your time off? You had some some travels along the states?
Yeah, I mean, I still call it a staycation because we stayed in Texas.
There you go, okay.
But we went to Houston, we checked out the zoo, and it was an incredible zoo. So we're actually going to be talking a little bit about the San Antonio Zoo today and a new exhibit that they're going to have. But yeah, we went to the beach.
Very
and
nice.
I think it was called El Jardín Beach.
Oh,
so,
okay. I did not ask you prior to, So was that in like the Galveston area?
It's near Galveston, but it's more, it's like near the bay more so. But it was pretty empty, so I enjoyed it.
Weather-wise, probably,
Well, no, I think everybody goes to Galveston Beach, and this one was kind of hidden. So it was nice.
That's good.
Yes, but did you do anything?
So no, I was I was at South by last for the beginning of that whole festival. That was nuts, by the way. The first time I'd ever been there. It was overwhelming. Very just a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of people there. Says Robert, get on my ear. First world problems.
Stop
Covering South by
RJ.
Southwest. But that was a lot of fun, and myself and Andrew Wilson, our social media producer, were able to be there for about 3 days total. So got back here, and then I worked on, I was here Friday, and then I worked Saturday morning. So I was here kind of as some of that weather made its way into our area.
Yeah, it was really weird. It took a really big drop, but we're going to be checking in with Sarah Spivey in a little bit about what we're going to expect weather-wise coming up this week. So.
As people kind of get back into some normalcy here, and also we have a lot of top stories. Priscilla, you mentioned this exhibit at the San Antonio Zoo. Also a investigative piece that Lee Waldman did on this, what was supposed to be this big festival there in Uvalde that ended up not happening. But first we have, and then the water bead also story. That one is definitely an alert for a lot of parents.
An alert, yes. So a warning about water beads. But you mentioned spring break is over, kids are back in school, and the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is increasing patrols at both Brennan and Southwest high schools because of increased drug and gun-related issues. That's
right. So starting today, parents should see members of the School Safety Task Force who will be there for the rest of the school year. So this is all according to a Facebook post by the Bexar County Sheriff's Office.
The task force is made of support personnel and deputies from Bexar County's gang, mental health, traffic, patrol, and organized crime units. Now, Sheriff Salazar released a statement saying, "We recognize that both districts share common issues, which we believe all three agencies can work together to address."
There we go. Yeah, they're also encouraging people to send tips about criminal activity at schooltips@bear.org. And so part of the reasoning behind this is because earlier this month, a Brennan High School student was arrested after deputies saw a photo of him posing with a firearm in a school bathroom.
And just a few days before that, another person was arrested off campus after a gun was found in that person's backpack. So there have been a couple of recent incidents at least Brennan High School that we know about that is prompting this new kind of response there.
And also, even going back a little bit further, in early February, there was also an incident there where there was a shooting that prompted a lockdown at Brennan High School. So there's been a lot of different activities going on there, and now an increased presence. I was looking up through social media, through the BCSO Facebook post, and there are a lot of residents in that area saying that they're glad to see this, especially with the sort of this string of activity that's been going on there.
Yeah, we are going to be working on this story a little bit later. I think you might be doing more with this. So RJ's going to be talking hopefully to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office to see what they're trying to accomplish with this, and maybe we'll be able to even hear from parents. But
parents, and also try and reach out to the school district as well, because as far as I've been here, I've never actually seen them sort of take an initiative like this, being like right next to a high school here, a very populated high school at that point. So interesting.
All right, so now we're going to be going to Uvalde. So this is a pretty disheartening story. Case that's been following for months, involving a man named Nathan Cuomo, who visited Uvalde after the shooting last May, and he was telling families at the time that he was planning to hold a festival in their honor, but he actually never did.
Yeah, this is unfortunate here. So he first met with Uvalde's mayor, Don McLaughlin, to talk about raising funds for a new recreation center with a celebrity soccer game in LA, but then he had said that he was going to change his mind to a music festival for kids in Uvalde instead. And again, initially it said the goal here was to build this brand new rec center, which is what the mayor, I think, also had wanted out of this festival also at the time.
Yes, so Cuomo said he prompted the event. He did prompt the event online. He said he was getting artists like Bad Bunny and Drake to perform, so really building up the hype here. There was a website that was created where sponsors could buy $15 tickets for kids to attend. And all of a sudden it was shut down.
Yeah, and we know that the organizer, he already said before that about 4,500 tickets were bought and sold. So he did say that during an interview, and we did the math there, and that amounts to about $67,500 total. So this is part one of a three-part investigation that Lee Waldman is doing. Of course, she's been covering so many stories there with Uvalde, the families, and I have to give her a lot of credit here because I remember hearing about this. And then for me, it just flew under the radar with everything else going on there. And you think about, obviously there were so many people there that were willing to help out the community and do what they had to do to help this community heal. But then you hear about incidents like this and you just wonder, you know, what some motives and intentions are from other individuals.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned the perfect little piece here is that things like this happen and then they go under the radar, and the organizer in this case, hopes that nobody catches on, that nobody pays attention, because there is a larger story happening there. But yes, kudos to Lee for really, you know, following it. And I know you said you still have a lot of questions, as I'm sure many of our viewers do. So hopefully this series that she's going to be doing will kind of answer some of those. Yeah,
definitely something that we're going to continue to follow. And again, one of those things that anytime these sort of tragedies happen, there's always people out there trying to kind of take advantage of these situations. But you know what, I'm sure throughout the rest of her stories, her reporting, we'll find out more information on this.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. So we have a warning now for parents about a popular toy for kids. Have you ever heard of water beads, RJ?
I've heard of them. I didn't realize that this was causing sort of these major issues, but I've been definitely hearing much more about some of the toxic issues that we have. Yes, and Robert just got in my ear, producer Robert. Orbeez. I've actually heard of more than that.
Orbeez.
Orbeez, yeah.
Yes, so but they do make off brands as well that you can buy like on Amazon or wherever else. But so they're little beads that expand when you place them into water. They're really colorful, as you can see on our visual platform. They're small, they're fun, they're marketed towards kids, so it's no wonder that so many of them like them. But they're actually life-threatening, and a local mom says her child almost died because of them. Yeah,
this is really scary. So Ashley Hogan is sharing her story. She wanted to warn others about the dangers. She said that her 6-year-old daughter became extremely sick after she swallowed a water bead. So this is at the time, doctors had no idea what was wrong. They did x-rays, CT scans, and ultrasounds, but initially could not find anything. And this was actually when her daughter was, this was in the summer of 2017, so this is goes years back.
Yeah, so it wasn't until doctors resorted to exploratory surgery where they found a water bead stuck in her small intestine. And apparently this is a big issue happening all over the country. We know in Pennsylvania and in Maine, 2 different babies also got really sick from the same thing. Luckily, no deaths have been reported, but I've had these in my own home. Didn't know that they could be so dangerous. I mean, of course, I would tell my daughter, you know, don't swallow them. But yeah, now Ashley is trying to, you know, communicate that to parents and families. She's writing letters to poison control centers, and she's pushing for clear warning labels so that parents do know actually how toxic they can be.
Yeah, definitely making efforts there to let other people know. So Kipley here, this is the little girl, is making progress, as is her mom. So they also have a nonprofit and a website called thewaterbeadlady.org, and you can read Kipley's full story on KSAT.com as well. Yeah, in doing a little bit of research into this, I didn't realize that these water beads would expand and that they can get up to the size, I think, of a ping pong ball, is what Marilyn, our consumer reporter, said in her story. So imagine, they just continue to expand, and then basically they could block vital intestines and things of that nature, and block a lot of different things that for your organs. So very dangerous stuff.
They are, and they're really tiny and they're fun. They're like a sensory toy. So you put them in like a big basket or a big bin, and you kind of put your hands in there, and they're fun to play with. But again, they're very dangerous. So we don't have them anymore, but we did have them at one point.
Yeah, definitely check out that story on KSAT.com. I know a lot of people are clicking on that one right now. Okay, so moving on to some different news here. The San Antonio Zoo, we're talking about this, has opened its Rainforest butterfly exhibit. This is really cool. I know Sarah Costa got an inside look at this.
How excited. So visitors can walk through the greenhouse to see some exotic butterfly species from Central and South America, but it's going to be a warm walk through that exhibit since the greenhouse is about 75 to 85 degrees to simulate the tropical environment that these butterflies are used to.
Yeah, look at these butterflies here. If you're watching us, you know, on our visual platforms, I mean, these things are beautiful. They're amazing there. Yeah, so there are about 40 different species of butterflies with about 500 of them just flying all the way around, and get this, they're probably gonna land on your face or even on the ground, so just be very careful when you make your way around this exhibit.
That's one of my fears. Butterflies are so beautiful,
Yeah, I know.
but if they're swarming,
don't say that.
it's a little bit, it makes me a little
Yeah.
nervous, a little like heebie-jeebie-ish, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But yeah, Sarah Costa, I love watching all of her gardening and her outdoor, because she is goals.
Yeah.
I
She
wish I
is
could be
goals.
more like her. She's not afraid of anything.
Yeah,
so.
no, and she's probably like in heaven there with all those like butterflies flying around. So the goal here is to eventually house up to 1,000 butterflies at this exhibit. So go check this out at the San Antonio Zoo. It looks like a lot of fun.
Hey, and one other thing, have you guys watched Sarah's video where she like rescued a caterpillar
Yeah.
Yes.
and helped it turn into a butterfly? Like,
Helped the chrysalis turn into a butterfly.
Yes.
A windstorm came through, knocked them off, and she literally tied them with floss.
yeah, right.
It's
Oh
really
my
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's still up there on KSAT.com. Guys,
Yes.
happy first day of spring.
Oh, so this is the official first day of spring? Wow.
Spring
All right,
officially
we did it.
starts
We made it.
this afternoon at
But are we going to
4:24.
fill it? Because it's still cold right
Today,
now.
it's still going to be chilly, but we are actually going to start a warming trend, guys.
Okay.
So I wanted to talk about what the heck is the spring equinox anyway. Okay, so equinox, you ready for a little Latin lesson? Means equal nights in Latin. Okay, I did take Latin in middle school. Yes.
Yeah.
I was the Latin kid in middle school. So this is when the sun is directly over the equator. In the northern hemisphere, since the winter solstice, the Earth has been tilting gradually back toward the sun, and everybody around the world today has equal day, equal night. It doesn't happen like that every time. It only happens twice a year. During the vernal equinox, the spring equinox, or the autumnal equinox, we're going to be continuing to tilt toward the sun until the summer solstice. So warmer months ahead, my friends, as you know. All right, in our KSAT 12-hour forecast, though, today is going to be cool and cloudy. I'm not even seeing a few peaks of sunshine out there right now. We'll be looking at highs only around 58 degrees, cloudy skies. Notice, though, that the winds are really going to start to pick up from the southeast, sustained at 15 to 20 miles per hour. We could see a few gusts up to 25. And then later tonight, we're going to see some drizzle develop, all because this high pressure system that is out across the Appalachian Mountains right now is continuing to move east. It's directing our winds from the southeast, so that humidity is going to be on the rise. Tomorrow, it's going to kind of be an icky day, okay, because it's going to be drizzly, foggy, gray all day long for us around San Antonio. So temperatures will start off in the 50s. It's going to be cool, but again damp, 62 at noon, and a high only of about 70. We'll see a few peaks of sunshine in the afternoon, but it's going to get pretty warm. Here's a look at the afternoon temperatures too. After the drizzle tomorrow, we'll be back into the 80s Wednesday, Thursday, through the weekend as well. Hard to believe that we had snow in the hill country just 2 days ago when we're warming right back up. One thing I do want to put on your radar, though, is that Thursday night, we do have a chance for some strong to severe storms as a front is going to be moving through, particularly closer to like 10 p.m. after midnight, that kind of time frame. It's a little too soon to get into the nitty-gritty details, but what we do expect is a quick moving line of storms. And so that would mean that wind gusts would be the most damaging threat here Thursday night. Just want to put this on your radar, figuratively and literally, that we've got about 40% coverage of those storms. Otherwise, I wore a sweater today because I don't know how many more days I'm going to be able to wear a sweater. It's the spring equinox and things are changing, my friend. I saw you guys chuckling over there a little bit. Anything coming on through the
No,
chat?
I'm just impressed by your Latin skills, Sarah. Very
Salve,
nice.
quadradia sodie.
Oh,
my
I don't know what just happened there,
goodness.
but that sounded.
Yeah.
Let's do a Latin word of the
legit.
day with
Yes.
Sarah.
Let's do
That'd
it.
be
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Very informational as always, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
As we get ready for some of these changes in the weather. Okay, here we go. Stick figure sports time. Sarah, I'm sorry, you're Texas A&M Aggies. I saw that. Yeah. So we're having. Yeah. We're having a little bit of bracket fun here amongst some KSAT people. I can't say much for myself. Like Sarah, yeah, she's in dead last right now, but I'm not doing well at all. My team, I picked Arizona to win. They lost on the first day of the tournament. Thank you very much, Arizona, for losing that and losing my money as well. Okay, so here we go. All right, so let's do stick figure sports here today.
Take it away, RJ.
Yes, okay. I know. Let's see what we got here. So we have got, first of all, it's been a while, but I do want to start out with the Spurs because you know what? They did some good stuff this past weekend. DeJounte Murray made his return to San Antonio. And I don't know if you guys remember, but DeJounte did not have some very nice things to say about us when we left. So we have a very happy Spur today because they took care of business. DeJounte Murray returned with the Atlanta Hawks, and the Hawks were up by 24, but the Spurs came back and beat them. So shout out to our Spurs. Yeah, get that
Not
W.
RJ being nice to the Spurs.
Yeah, a little smiley face Spur.
Yeah.
And the
love it.
game looked like a lot of fun. You know what? My brother invited me, and then he immediately rescinded his ticket like 5 minutes later. It's fine. It's okay. I'm not mad at you, Chris. It's all good. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, the Brahmas. Do you want to try and draw? Are we going to try and draw Brahma?
I mean,
today?
well, we've tried it before, but let's
Here,
see if we've
can you
gotten
do
any
this?
better.
Yeah,
let's
here you
see.
go.
I'm going to start with the
All right.
horns.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, I don't know how
didn't
that
know-
even happened. I think my nail swiped it. So, yeah,
All
I'll
right.
connect those there. You
Okay.
can tell your story.
Okay,
there,
here we
RJ.
go. So the San Antonio Brahmas were back here at home at the Alamo Dome. First game here like in a month or so. They were playing the Arlington Renegades, and fortunately it did not go well for our San Antonio Brahmas. They lost 12-10. They're now 1-4 on the season. This is very impressive. I don't know what I'm doing
No,
here.
yours is so much cuter. I don't know what this is. And my nails keep making, well, here we go.
Here, I'll do like a little basketball player here as we kind of mess around. Yay, Spurs, go Spurs. They took care of business.
Oh, wow. Well, let's put a big B here.
Yeah, there you go. But they Brahmas, they did lose. So we had a good weekend and a bad weekend here because Spurs do take care of business. The Brahmas do not at home at the Alamo Dome. You
can't win 'em all,
unfortunately. Yeah,
right?
they lost 12-10 to that team from Arlington. So tough break there for the Spurs. Great job on the drawing.
Yeah.
Tough break for the Brahmas. Sorry.
I mean, yeah. Well, maybe it's because we're calling them Brahmas. Maybe if we start saying Brahmas, they'll start winning.
Do you know how to draw a longhorn?
No.
Not the UT longhorn. I guess like I could just like this.
That looks like a Sanrio character.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
We'll have a draw
It looks
off.
like a loaf of bread or something. So UT did make it to the Sweet 16. So shout out to the Longhorns.
Oh,
they're
there you
still in the
go.
NCAA tournament.
Don't insult them, though. This is not you guys.
That's what that is. I don't know. Am I allowed to throw this up? I don't know. It's horns up, I guess.
Horns
That's
up.
Brahma's horns forward. Brahmas are horns forward.
Horns for, okay.
UT's horns up. Yeah.
And
All
this
right.
is peace out. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for
There we
watching
go.
KSAT
Let's
News
just
Now.
wrap this up. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.